What's up, everybody? My name is Darrell, also known as Coach D. I'm here to bring you a brand new assist. Today, we're talking about when rest isn't enough and how to know you need a life redesign. Now, you've been exhausted for months, maybe even longer. So you do what you're supposed to do. You take the weekend off, you choose some PTO, you book a vacation, and you even try to sleep, drink more water, and say no to a few things. And you rest. And then after a day or two, you feel a little bit better. But then on Monday, when Monday comes and the weight just settles back in, it's the same routines, the same frustrations, the same vague senses that something isn't right. Here's what nobody's telling you. Rest can't fix what alignment can't solve. See, we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between burnout and misalignment and how that really aligns with reinvention or life redesign. See, burnout and misalignment often look the same from the outside looking in, but leave, but they both leave you exhausted, and both make you want to feel like you got to withdraw. Both make you question if you can keep going, but they require different solutions. See, burnout's about pace. It's what happens when you're doing too much, a little too fast, a little for far too long. And the cure is rest, recovery, and potentially better boundaries. But misalignment is about direction. It's what happens when you feel like your life that you're living doesn't match the person that you're becoming or that you are. The cure isn't rest, it's redesign or reinvention. See, here's how to tell the difference between it. See, signs that you burned out, it means that you feel depleted, but you're still connected to your purpose. A few days off genuinely helps you recharge. You get excited about your goals. You're just overwhelmed by the workload. You stay on your current path, and if the paces were sustainable, signs show that you're burned out. Okay. Now, signs that you're misaligned, rest doesn't really restore that energy. It just delays the dread and the feeling that you don't want to continue on this path. You feel numb. You feel a little disconnected from the things that used to matter to you. And you just can't remember the last time that you felt genuinely excited about those things. Even thinking about getting back to normal feels somewhat heavy. And if you're misaligned, no amount of rest, bubble baths, or even boundary setting can fix the core issue. Because the problem, again, isn't about the pace, it's about the direction. And it isn't that you're doing too much, it's that you're doing too much of the wrong things. See, what life redesign actually means is it means that it's life redesign. And it somewhat sounds dramatic, but it's like you need to the need to quit your job or the need to move to a distant country or overseas or maybe to a different state and just start over from scratch. But that's not what it means. Life redesign is an intentional process of realigning your daily activities or your daily reality with who you're becoming. It's asking yourself the question, what used to work that doesn't anymore? What am I holding onto out of habit, out of comfort, but not desire? What would my life look like if I designed it for the person I'm becoming, not the person I was 2 or 3 years ago? See, sometimes redesign means a major pivot. It's a new career, it's relocation to another state, another city, or it's a complete reset. But more than often, it's quieter than that. It's changing how you spend your mornings or how you spend your evenings, shifting who you spend that time with, and truly saying no to the commitments that no longer serve you. See, building new habits that create new possibilities, it's about making space for what matters instead of what is expected. Redesign isn't about blowing up your life. It's about rebuilding it with pure intentions. The questions that reveal that you need to redesign your life is really about if I had 3 completely free months, or if I had a few free months with no obligations, would I come back to the same life? If the answer is no, you're not just tired, you're misaligned. Number 2 is, am I avoiding rest because I know it won't actually help? See, sometimes we stay busy and we do busy work because slowing down means facing what's not truly working. So sometimes it takes sitting in that and understanding what it is that you need to do to get to the next level or to the next stage of redesign. 3, do I feel like I'm playing a role instead of living my life? And oftentimes I may feel like this, so I understand this completely, but misalignment often feels like performance. Like you're going through the motions of someone else's script. You don't know what to say or what to do, but you just keep going in hopes that you get to the end. What would I do if no one was watching? The gap between that answer and your current reality is your misalignment. And the last one is when was the last time I felt genuinely energized, not just temporarily distracted? If you can't remember, that's your answer. Realizing you need a life redesign can feel overwhelming, maybe even terrifying, because rest is simple. Redesign has its complexities. But rest is a weekend, redesign is a process over a period of time. But here's the truth: the cost of staying misaligned is higher than the discomfort of change. I'll say that again. The cost of staying misaligned is higher than the discomfort of change. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You just need to start asking yourself better questions. And I would start here. Name what's not working. Write it down. Take a sheet of paper. Go into your notes on your phone. Write what's not working. Don't edit it. Don't make it perfect. Just be honest with yourself about what truly feels off. The next thing I would do is I would separate the fixable from the foundational. So what things can I fix and what things do I need to build a comfortable foundational level? See, some things can be adjusted, but some of those things need to be released entirely. Let it go. Know the difference. I would also identify one small shift that I can make this week. Redesign doesn't happen overnight, doesn't happen in just a few hours, but it does happen when one intentional choice that you make at a time and is consistent with where and who you're becoming. And lastly, give yourself permission to want something different. Oftentimes we're looking for some level of permission from an outside source or from validation, but you're allowed to outgrow your old life. You're allowed to want more or be different or do less. You're allowed to redesign your life the way in which you want it. My last and final thing is find some support. Redesigning your life is hard to do alone. That's how a lot of people go back to comfort. But when you talk to someone that you trust and that can understand what you're looking out to do, or work with a coach or a mentor, join a community, but just don't carry this by yourself. The biggest truth that I can tell you is rest is important, so are boundaries. Self-care is even important, but the life that you're returning to that doesn't fit, doesn't feel fulfilling, and it doesn't make you feel energized as the person that you're becoming, rest will only get you so far. Reinvention isn't about working harder. It's about living a truer life to who you want to become and who you've accepted. It's about building a life that energizes you instead of depletes you. A life that reflects your values, not just your obligations, and a life you don't need to escape from. You don't need permission to redesign your life. You just need the courage to admit that rest isn't enough, and there's a commitment to do something about it. Last question before we hop off. If rest isn't the answer, what is? Sit in that question. Don't rush the answer. Just sit with the overall question. Notice what comes up. The answer is already inside you, and you just need to get quiet enough to hear it. My name is Darrell, also known as Coach D. Thank you for tuning into this Assist here at the Assist Networks. My hope is that you found something valuable from this episode. And if you'd like to hear more, I'd like for you to follow, subscribe to this channel, as well as tell me what are some other areas of reinvention or some areas that you're struggling with in 2026 as you continue on your goals or your standards for this new life that you look to live in 2026 and beyond. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next video.